May 23rd, 1981. Canada's Wonderland opens to the public, featuring 5 roller coasters, many flat rides, live shows, and many international boutiques. 2 steel coasters and 3 wooden coasters make up the initial lineup of Canada's Wonderland, with the star of the show being mighty Canadian Minebuster.
We'll be zipping up and down, we'll be zooming round and round at the Wonderland. We're gonna glide, slide, laughing and splashing at the Wonderland. 'Cause it's a bigger, better, better world to find in any place around.
Hurry to Shoppers Drug Mart and save $6 off all regular passports, plus $1 off meals, and get a free beach ball at the park.
It's a bigger, better, better world to find in any place around. Wonderland's the one for all the fun.
Frontier Canada wasn't always how it is now. Originally, the plan for Canada's Wonderland had an idea very similar to how it is now, with lots of Canadian-esque architecture and Canadian cultural influence. However, this area wouldn't come into existence until 2019, 38 years after the park first opened. Instead, this back section of Canada's Wonderland remained basic, with the hope of the original dream slowly fading away. However, that wasn't the case for the star attraction. Mighty Canadian Minebuster is a very interesting case when it comes to manufacturers. It was designed by PTC, but they halted coaster production in 1979, so it's not known who truly built Minebuster. However, it's believed that it was constructed by former employees of PTC. Riders start out their Minebuster adventure by climbing into one of the 2 5-car trains. Each car has 6 riders for a total of 30 riders per train. Riders buckle their seatbelts and pull down their PTC lap bars, similar to most other PTC and CCI roller coasters. Minebuster dispatches and goes right into a left-hand turn, before climbing up the 90-foot lift hill. After a short right-hand turn, riders then descend down the 87-foot drop, reaching the top speed of 56 miles per hour. The rest of the ride is a standard out-and-back layout. The first half has some really fun and airtime-filled bunny hills, which also very nicely interact with the water slides constructed over top of Minebuster. These water slides give some great head chopper moments, as well as sometimes getting riders a little bit wet due to the water dripping out of them. More little airtime hills follow before Minebuster soars up into the turnaround. This turnaround is the last nice part of this ride, as this is the point where everything both figuratively and literally goes downhill. After diving down the turnaround, riders are sent through more small bunny hills. However, this time Minebuster isn't as forgiving. After those hills, it then climbs up for its grand finale, roaring into a tunnel and completing an upwards helix into the brakes. Minebuster's 3,828 feet of track is completed in 2 minutes 20 seconds, making it one of the longest ride durations at Canada's Wonderland. For some reason, the second half of this ride is very noticeably more rough than the first half, and this roughness in the second half is where Minebuster gets his iconic nickname of Mighty Canadian Spinebuster. Unfortunately, unlike other rough wooden coasters like the Beast's Final Helix, this roughness doesn't really add to the charm of the ride, partially since the first half of this ride is pretty smooth. Minebuster is a classic for many Canadians. As for me personally, Minebuster holds a pretty special place in my heart, since as far as my memory goes, this was the first major roller coaster I ever rode. Minebuster was also the home of my largest mistake I've ever made in a park, which I might go into in a later video. But for now, I'll just say that there's a reason why the drink bottle policy is only 1 fill every 15 minutes. Canada's Wonderland's original 5 started this amazing park, and that success can be primarily linked back to their roller coasters, and the star of these 5 was Mighty Canadian Minebuster. Through almost 40 years of service, Minebuster still provides a fun first half and an endurance-testing second half. But even if it is the Spinebuster, it's still a really fun ride that will always hold a lot of significance to me.